And normally when you lose 7 to a soccer team, you feel like you're going to be down a little bit. But these kids have really worked hard this summer. Coach McHouston does a great job in the off season, and they've been practicing, running, lifting weights all summer long, and they've certainly come out and have impressed us really good at the beginning of the year here.
All right. Well, we are glad. Tell us also, I know that the other night while we were on, some of your folks in the stands over there in the Lyon County area at the Lee S. Jones Park, not only watching the game, but listening. WPKY out there in Lyon County land. Tell us what that looks like for everybody.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for doing this. Soccer is one of those sports that doesn't get a whole lot of coverage, and with the programs that these two teams have had over the last couple of decades, it's awesome to see you all carrying those, and we certainly do appreciate it because it's kind of nice on a night off, or even when you're sitting at a game at our place, we put our ears on and listen to you all. So it's kind of nice to keep up with our fellow countrymen.
Sure, especially during tournament time, and we volley back and forth. You send us some information from that, and the community can keep up with what's going on in tournament time, those kind of things. It's always something to look forward to when you find out who's winning and losing on the other team and where you're sitting here in the stadium on what's going to happen next.
That's true. I'm a little disappointed, though, looking across the field. Where are the fans? This used to be a big rivalry game. I guess since we're not in the same district anymore, everybody just wants to stay at home and listen to you.
I think it changes a little bit. And as you mentioned that, we want to be mindful of those folks in Lyon County. We know we always got some grandmas and grandpas and some folks out there who can go online to WPKY online and pick up and watch as their grandkids or their cousins or nieces, nephews, whatever that may be. And here in Caldwell County, we're glad of that. So. Jeff, tell us a little bit about that. What'd you call it? Purple Pride or Purple Power? Or
I can't even say it now. I was afraid you wouldn't let me on here if I said something about Purple Power. So, Purple Pride, we're certainly got a lot of it this year. It's just an awesome feeling, and I love athletics, the good parts of it. Now, sometimes we have to experience the bad as well, but what it does for these kids to get them out and get them some exercise and understand what unity and teamwork means. And then when you are playing for your school, it just means a little something special. And we take a lot of pride in that, and we hope that our kids do the same. And my goal every night, my prayer is before I get out to the field, is that we just all show a lot of sportsmanship. I think that's huge. So we can teach our younger generations the right way to act and all those kind of good things. So we're excited about that. But Purple Power comes with a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of that tonight. And I guess I could have said Gold Power, then that'd hit us both, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, I do know this. Always when we come to this stadium or going down your way at Lee S. Jones, there's a high tension. It's not an ugly tension, but a high tension. People excited to see who's going to win. We expect the same thing this evening. We were a little disappointed in not being able to position for the All-A tournament there, but as I said a minute ago, Lyon County comes tonight after beating UHA over there 4-1. We're going to have a good mix-up here tonight, and we're glad you're over here with us for the beginning of this. We've already had the coin toss, and things are looking like they're getting ready out here. The referees, we're still at a 2-ref season, and you're an AD, so why don't you explain that for us?
I would love to explain that to you. We are in dire need of officials, and let me explain. We've still got several of the older guys that still get out there because they love the game and they still can. And then our younger generation who love the game of soccer, their problem comes that they don't want to listen to all the yelling and screaming and people getting on to them. So I think that's part of it, but we're hurting. And let me say this, it's not just our region. I'm also the assistant chair to the Second Region Policy Board, and every one of our officials groups, whether it's baseball umpires, softball, basketball, it doesn't matter, volleyball, it's all the same. We're hurting for good quality officials, and like the assigners tell us, and that's one reason I guess I'm big on sportsmanship, but people aren't just staying around. If we could just come and enjoy the game and support our kids, but sometimes we have to do the other things, and those young guys don't want to listen to that, so a lot of them getting out of it because of that. And then, just the sheer numbers. So if anyone's out there that's ever played soccer and understand what that flag and offside and tripping and pushing and PKs and all that stand for, get a hold of our assigner. We've got a brand new assigner in the Second Region, Mr. Cole, and we need to let him know that we've got some people out there that want to help. And I know with our two counties, there's certainly some soccer alumni there that would do a great job, and
Sure.
we would love to have it because it is tough. I feel sorry for these two guys tonight. This is going to be an up-tempo style game, I'm sure, and because of that, they're going to have to push awful hard.
It's a little different. As we come tonight, I'll throw this out since you've come up as we get ready to get started. As Doom, the AD there for Lyon County, is out. We'll be covering an alumni game Saturday night here at 7 o'clock. So if you tune in, that would be great. Watch what happens with the old birds that are out here running around. But I also throw this challenge out to the Lyon County folk. If you got enough going on, some things happening over there, you could get some of your folks to do some sponsoring. I'm sure we might be able to pick up a game or two if it's a highlight game, maybe a tournament game or something like that. So those of you who are listening back home there in Eddyville, Catawba area, get on board, support what's going on WPKY, and get some coverage for the students over there as well. It's about time to get this thing started. Lyon County doing a little chanting, Caldwell getting themselves together under the dugout here. And we're going to start this out here in just a moment with a lineup call out and give the national anthem. So for right now, let's go back to the studio, get a 1 minute break, and come back to us so that we can be prepared for this game, all right? So Darren, take it to 1 minute for me.
As the sun sizzles outside, come into Sanders Gathering, check out their summer florals and wreaths and watch summer colors. Find perfect accessories, picture baskets, base computers, screens from watch top. Sanders builds with the best the countryside has to offer. That's Sanders Gathering, located at 115 Main Street, Princeton, open 11 to 4, Tuesday through Saturday. Princeton Drug Company, 103 West Main in Princeton, proudly features low-cost prescriptions currently served. Princeton Drug offers in-town delivery, in-store pickup, or a convenient drive-through window. Princeton Drug has a wide selection of Christian greeting cards for every occasion. Princeton Drug is open Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and on Saturday from 8:30 to 2:30. No deliveries on Saturday. Princeton Drug, 103 West Main Street, Princeton. Phone 35555.
All right, as we're back here at the stadium, it's now time the teams are taking the field with the referees getting prepared for this lineup tonight. As we come, I will be going to the lineup to make the announcement, so if you'll hang with us and listen out there on the radio, that would be great. Tonight, we want to welcome you to this matchup between the Caldwell County Tigers and the Lyon County Lions here at the Butler Stadium. Tonight, as we start, we want to come with the opening lineup for both teams. So welcome the Lyon County Lions. Number 11, Kendall Sandoval. Number 1, Josiah Wilkerson. Number 14, Coronado Frank. Number 22, Austin Duff. Number 25, Max Wadlington. Number 9, Jack Walker. Number 20, Gabe Board. Number 12, Travis Crane. Number 21, Jacob Mabry. Number 8, Bryson Penn. And number 17, Justin Tabor. And now, as we welcome our Caldwell County Tigers, stand with us. Number 1, Barrett Schultz. Number 5, Colin Schaefer. Number 6, Ryan Frisch. Number 8, Josh Hagan. Number 9, Mitchell Scott. Number 10, Jin Hong Zan. Number 11, Warren Forsythe. Number 12, Michael Henry. Number 13, Beckett Schultz. Number 14, Will Darnell. And number 15, Darian Wilburn. Stand with us, if you would, in honor of our flag tonight for the playing of the national anthem. As we begin this game tonight, we would like all of you to please stand. As soon as the train passes, I would like to share something with you. Our team has asked, in honor of the tragedy that's happened here in our community tonight, even though Mr. Avery Warfield played football, it is all the athletes' heartbeat to honor him tonight in his passing, 14-year-old Avery Warfield. So we want to take a minute of silence in his honor tonight. Thank you. We ask that you continue to pray for the family, and many of you may want to take part in helping them out in the days to come. There is an opportunity at First Southern to help them with the expenses that are going on, so please be mindful of that. Thank you for being here. As we get back to the radio, I have Mr. John Hagan with us tonight over here as my sidekick, getting ready for this game. And John, as you have been a spectator, your son's come to us from Trigg County this year. We're grateful to see him getting play time, and he's been a strong connection for us already as we start out what's going on this year. Tell us what you think and see already from the team and this year's, if you will, escapades.
Well, what I've seen so far, I've been impressed with. Our junior varsity's working on stepping up, and they've got a little ways to go. But our varsity team is looking strong. I'm just proud that my son is being a part of a great team, new community for us, and we're excited about what's in store for Caldwell County.
As we get started, John said he wasn't real sure about being over here. He'll fill in a little bit and give some color to the situation, and as we do that tonight, we're just going to have a good time, and we're glad all you have tuned in to WPKY Online. Tell other folks and go to Facebook, click on, get some information there. Tonight as we come, Lyon County is going to start off with the ball, midfield, headed towards what we call the north goal. We're defending the south goal tonight as we get this thing underway. Excuse me, let me reverse that. We're headed the other direction. So they are defending, Lyon County is defending the goal for those of you out there in radio land down by the concession stand, and we are defending the north end. So headed that way. They got the ball first. Fresh doing some defense there in the middle. We're going to try to pick up some names and folks along the way as we're participating, but this Lyon County team just won the All-A 4-1. Different district matchup this time. They're no longer connected to the same district, so it's always a good, exciting, aggressive game. We were glad to have Jeff Doom on earlier. There. Good little breakaway for them in the mix of it. Should have been a handball, maybe is what the coaches are calling for, but we almost got scored on there. On-goal kick there, but was able to defend it out. Schultz playing a little aggressive, coming out to the line tonight. If you want to, John, try to pick up some of the names of these guys, the ones you've got on your list there. Don't worry about Lyon County.
All right.
It's always good to get a new guy up here. It's kind of fun. Once you shake off the cobwebs, you just kind of talk about what's going on. We're in a defensive mode back here, going to push the ball up. They've kicked it back to Schultz there so he can send it on down to kind of reset what's going on. Punts the ball down midfield, received by Scott, puts it over with a little foot, and guys trying to get their foot on the ball. Jen Hong sending it back to Frisch. As we come in tonight, we still got some wounded players and some matchup changes in the starting lineup tonight. Michael Henry's in. Got your son there, Josh Hagan in, and we got some guys on offensive line up here. Mitchell Scott's the point man there, it looks like, tonight. Coach is giving them some instruction. Schultz putting it far down on the corner. Advantage is we've outrun the referee, so it may or may not be offsides. Gets a good little pooch kick from the top, knocked out, and Mitchell Scott tries to retrieve the ball and get it back in. Good little goal shot there. Get a whistle and got a foul, maybe even in the box. Not sure what the ref's going to call there. May get a freebie there. That's unfortunate for Lyon County. Again, back to our conversation earlier with the only 2 referee games, it's a disadvantage to both teams. Sometimes the look at the ball and those kind of things is not quite as fair as it ought to be. No line judges, so offsides is out of the way sometimes. And I'm sure that it'll be reciprocal tonight. Lyon County will get some better calls than we do at times. So as it was said earlier, got a free shot here. Mitchell Scott putting it right to him. Unfortunately knocked it out, and he's defended the ball but left it rolling. None of the purple came up to grab a hold of it, but we still got the ball on our end working it. Forsythe heading it over on the far side. Darian Welber working with him and chasing down number 8, trying to keep the ball on the offensive end here. Got number 11 breaking away in front of Darnell, but he's stopped him there on the side, looking for a foot on the ball. Picked up by Schultz. He's going to come up midstream looking for Darian Welburn, but not a very good pass there. So ball's out on the other side. We're going to get a throw in from Lyon County. And Hagan, tell us what your background in soccer is right now.
Well, as of now, this is all new to me. My son was always an avid baseball player, but this year, as we moved up to Caldwell County at the middle of last year school season, my son decided he wanted to take up soccer, so he played middle school soccer last year, and now he has decided to play some JV and getting some varsity playing time.
Yeah, that tells me a lot there. He's a baseball player that seems to be naturally athletic and pulled up into soccer. That's amazing to have the kind of skills he's got right now. And of course, all of them from front to back always got improvement, but he looks to be, as far as what's going on, a good, strong player for us, and look forward to seeing what happens in the next 3 years with that. Soccer is one of those progressive games. No matter when they start, there's always improvement, better understanding, and strength in it. Ball coming back our way to midfield. Dr. Wilder down there, the health lady for Lyon County, getting a hand on the ball. She's always wanted to play, guys, but they always keep her over here, keep everybody healthy and safe. So we're glad for all the folks that participate. We've got Baptist Health over on Caldwell's side, trainer. She does a good job keeping up with her boys, and I know that Lyon County's proud of Miss Wilder down there, who takes care of their girls and guys just about every night. I think between basketball and all the rest that Lyon County does, she's a busy lady. I tried to get her to give me her chair earlier, but she said it was a catalog deal and I couldn't order. So they got it up close to the front line on the 18, take an opportunity to take a shot or two. And again, what you'll have in this is a lot of aggression tonight on both sides. It'll probably be back and forth like a ping pong game. Mitchell Scott driving the ball up the far side over there, looking for an opening. He's going to drive it towards the 18, pooches it over to the mid. Good crossover, but about a step or two behind on Schaefer. Ball kicked out, and Schaefer's coming to this side to attack the ball, try to get a stoppage on this side. Good little attack on the ball. Got his feet on it a couple of times, didn't get it away. Schultz on the attack here, coming up the side.
Hagan in the middle.
He knows that guy.
It's pushed back
up. And he's got a breakaway and attacked the ball. Beckett went for a broke on it, came on out of the box, He's fussing at his defenders. Come back and help him out a little bit. They got a foot on the ball. On-goal shot there that went way over the top, so we were lucky and blessed on that one. We're about 5 minutes into this matchup. Ball boy going to get the ball for the guys. Schultz doing a little instruction and direction there. He's going to get a foot on the ball and kick it back into play out of the box, and we'll see what happens. Good high ball. Gets all the way down midfield. Received by defender at the line. Coach wanting them to get a little more aggressive on our side. Hagan punches the ball out to Darian Welburn. Welburn pushes it over to Scott, and there's a huge crash. Whistle blown, and because it was on the aggressor side, they're going to get the ball. Keep the ball moving in play. Schultz is directing traffic there and telling him hold up. He'll pick it up for a little punt. He's going to put it again down the far side, close to the line. Whistle blown. Not sure.
Looks like Lyon County ball.
Not sure what the conversation's about over there. Little attitude from the stands going on. Referee going to get a little disturbance going for us if we're not careful. He's pointing at one of our bleacher boys. Stop the clock. Asking for the athletic director to come. Hang on just a minute as we stop the clock. We need... I'm not sure how you get her stopped. There we go. Hang on just a minute, folks out there. Referee got a clock stop at the 8-minute mark. Getting the athletic director involved in the mix of what's going on, asking for a gentleman to be taken out of the stadium. Unfortunate for Lyon County and Caldwell County, and respect for what's going on, to have somebody directed to be thrown out of the facilities. I think sometimes when you see, as we shared a moment ago, some of the things that are going on. Yeah, that's you're in the right location if you're watching. I'm not sure how that'll go over there, but we'll see. In the mix of things, we got a quick outage here. Won't you take it back to the studio and give us 1 minute on our sponsors there while we're waiting for the clock to get started and game get back going?
Whether it's a new addition to your home, family vacation, bill consolidation, medical bills, starter loans, auto loans, or auto repair, whatever your need might be, let ABC Finance and their friendly staff help you. ABC Finance can help you through the tough times. Stop by or call ABC Finance today, located on 62 West, the Princeton Plaza in Princeton. Phone 365-7444. Call Jody Lamb or one of the friendly staff, and they will do their best to get the money. I think they're going for the newest McPick too, Rick. Nice hustle up to the counter. She's going for the quarter pounder with cheese. I like the choice on that one. He's choosing the triple cheeseburger, and it's good. It's always the newest McPick 2 for $5 lineup at McDonald's. Mix and match babes like the quarter pounder with cheese, 10-piece chicken McNuggets, the filet of fish, and the new pick triple cheeseburger with 2 slices of cheese. Hurry in and enjoy the choice. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only. Price of single item listed on menu board.
Back to Butler Stadium. The clock stopped, and we're still waiting on an evacuation of a fan over there. Principal and the athletic director taking care of that. We're not sure what the conversation or situation was, but we've not got the whistle to get started back yet. We'll see what we have going on here in a moment. That's unfortunate for the respect of our students, also the respect of the officials and the things that are going on. We have a whistle, so it's time to start the clock back, and we'll get things going. John, can you share with them what's going on there?
All right, it looks like that Lyon County is going to inbound the ball at midfield. And
start the clock back at 8 minutes in.
Thrown in. Lyon County's number 11 passes over. Picked up by Frisch. Back over to Schultz. And he's going to toss it back in from our goal side.
I'm not too sure. Sometimes when you have the two referee situation that's healthy on any account. Ball punted way back past the midfield. Our boys looking for a good opportunity to pick that ball up. Unfortunately, that hit Michael Henry in the face. Michael already had a couple of games ago a pretty good elbow, shoulder to the eye, swole up. Luckily, he'd been in an MMA game, so probably got a little bruisey there. Kind of shattered his dreams there for a moment.
He got a thumbs up. Looks like he's good to go.
Get a free kick there on the far side. They're going to mark the ball. Lyon County's going to kick. It's definitely unfortunate when the principal and the assistant athletic director has to deal with what they're going through right now. So, ball picked up by Jin Hong, back foot by Frisch to get it out of there. Number 11 beat number 11, Forsyth, over on the far side, picked up by Darnell with the challenge. There we go. Darnell gives it a little boot and sends it over. They get in a hurry and kick it out the back wall. So we're going to get a goal kick there, send it on back down, get a reset on what's happening. As we get into this game, don't forget, Saturday night, 7 o'clock, right here at Butler Stadium, WPKY Online. Going to cover the alumni game. That'll be a bunch of newly graduated folks, some old graduated folks in double trouble. That's Schaefer and Miller will be out here on the field, and they'll pick teams that night, pick colors, those kind of things. Have a good old time, so come on out, be a part of that rivalry. If you're out in the festival, I think downtown during the rest of the events, you'll probably see WPKY down there doing some live feed, discussing things with folks about the Tobacco Festival and the booths that are being set up. So get a whistle. Caldwell County is going to get the ball headed that way after a little Katuckus, I think that's the word.
Sounded good.
Sounded good. And Darnell's going to send it hard, probably all the way up and over. We're just not getting the foot on the ball tonight there, Hagan.
No, we're not.
Darnell sending it back down again to Mitchell. Mitchell's got the opportunity for a breakaway. Picks up, runs through two.
There we go.
Drives in, comes to the box, gets it off of a foot, and Baum eases it on through both of them. And the mix right past the goalie and one other. And 1-0 at the 11-minute end mark after a little controversy. Again, with the breakaway, he had about 4 on him, plus Schaefer was down there. Didn't really get an assist on that, but he worked his way through, knocked it off of the shin of one, followed up on his own, and put it in right over the top of the goalie down low on the left-hand side there, close to the post. So we're 1-0, which is a good encouragement builder.
Lyon County pushes it back on their end of the field.
We've had a slow year. The guys are playing good in sync, but just have not been able to, with the injuries we've had and some other things with the lineup changes, just have not been able to get the on-goal shots that we need and outwork everybody. Looking good, so strengthen that for tournament time will be great. Looking forward to what happens and all that. Schultz got the ball right close, gives it a good boot, gives them a freebie, but they're not going to chase after it because they knew they were way too far out.
Speaking of injuries, how is Caleb coming back? Does he seem to be doing better from his injury?
We go back to the doctor Monday. Had a little inflammation there from the last game where he took a twist to the knee again. Got a trip right here in front of us at the stand on the line, so we get the free kick here on the corner.
Good display of sportsmanship by 17.
Yep.
Help Mr. Schaefer up off the field.
Frisch going to come up and get this free kick after that trip. See what they can do with that. But his end goal is he's going to try to get more strength and healing in it before we get to that point, because his earnest interest as a senior is to play soccer, but he's got some highlights coming with wrestling, and that's in the winter, so we want to be sure he's strengthened for that. He really misses being on the field, and
well, it has to be a huge disappointment.
It is, and it happens from time to time. Last year, we had another senior who had the same situation happen. He went all year and got to play, I think it was the last 3 games. Still had some real tenderness with that knee, and not a lot of pads and stuff in this sport, and there's a lot of struggle, a lot of knee and ankle stress in the mix of it. Very, very aggressive game when you're looking at 80 minutes of running back and forth, skills and twisting the knee and the leg for putting that foot on there, and just a lot of collisions and those kind of things. So I think Garrett Smarawa still having some ankle trouble. I'm not sure if we got anybody else that's out right now. So going to get a goal kick down there, send the ball back down. And Michael Henry tries to put a foot on it and stop it. He does. Keeps it in play for us. Ball sent down towards the corner, being chased down by, there we go, number 15, Darian Welburn. And Darian doing a good job of putting himself in right position. Going to let the ball go out on the far side so we can get the throw in. Forsythe quickly puts the ball back in play. Picked up by Frisch in midfield. He's going to send it back over to Frisch so they can get set up. All the way back to Schultz so they can take time. What they're doing is trying to reset this team, meaning this, taking time to pull those purple shirts down this way so that when they do get the breakaway, there's not so much to deal with. Good look, but didn't quite make it where he wanted it to, and off the chest of a Lyon County player there. Again, a lot of times folks are frustrated over in the fans when they see what's going on, the ball going the wrong direction, but what they're trying to do is reset everybody, pull some of those shirts apart from one another so that people can be in a position for passing. Forsythe taking the challenge over there. Ball kicked way far to the outside. Going to get a goal kick there. See what we can get off of this. Lyon County coaches giving some instruction from the sideline on switching, changing up. I think they've had a pretty decent season already this year, so it would be a good thing for Caldwell County on the home field tonight just to boost their encouragement by taking advantage of that and getting a win here tonight in the mix to match up with the Lyon County record, even though we're kind of behind right now. There's always a better way to look at things sometimes. We're not losing, we're just not winning. Ball gets thrown in and out all at the same time. Got a substitute, number 24, coming in for Lyon County. Number 24, let's see who we got there. For those of you that are out there listening, that is Jordan Duff. We must already had a, there's another Duff in the mix. Austin, must be brothers. Of course, your people are from Lyon County as well, and you live right there in the mix of them, don't you?
I do. We're right on the county line. In fact, served for about 5.5 years in Lyon County. And my wife is actually a graduate of Lyon County. And
she can prove I actually graduated. She was there when it happened.
She can.
Not very many people can prove it, though.
Well, it took me several attempts, but I finally did it myself. Came from Paducah area, went to St. Mary's for a couple of years, and went to Tillman for a couple of years, and finally graduated from Lone Oak High School.
Got a good throw in there. Jin Hong greeting the ball. Got a hand tip there. Jin Hong, again, another one played starting last year. He's a junior this year, so look forward to what happens with him senior year, but came on real strong. Got some fast feet and some good foot skills, and look forward to what else happens there. But he is a blessing and asset to the team. He's a quiet young man. Gets an attack on it, gets a good header, sends it over to Schultz. Schultz picks the ball up mid, guarding the ball, going to send it over. Tried to send it to Forsythe, but number 11 got in the way of all that. Darnell getting a good foot high on it. Schultz says, I'm going to go ahead and send it on down and gets a breakaway shot. Oh,
here we go.
Unfortunately, a stutter step there that missed the opportunity in the mix of it. Had a breakaway pass, and
Scott attempted.
Yeah, the ball just got ahead of him a little, and with that stutter step, he really didn't get a good, hard, solid shot. Fortunate, they ran off with it. Bypassed 3 defenders in the mix of it. Schultz is trying to get his head on it, and grateful that it was dead on the post because it deflected off. Just missed opportunity. Nichols going to come in, number 7, as substitute. He's been sitting out the first 20 minutes of this game, and that not normal. I don't know if that's playing time. I don't know if that's injury time. But Nichols is very strong in the backfield there. Going to substitute for Schultz, get a little conversation going here about what's going on. Frisch going to move forward towards midfield instead of being back on defense, it looks like. And the guys just not communicating out there. Just like that, threw it in, put a foot on it, and knocked it out ourselves.
Right back out.
Just not in sync tonight. Frisch puts a foot on it. Again, we're sending the ball without a good look. Ball coming out on the side over here. If I was able to coach right now, I'd give him a little yell and say, "What are you thinking?" Because we're getting some good opportunities. Ooh, a little high over his back with his shoulder. But again, that goes back to the unfortunate part of only having two referees. When you got a midfield referee and then the linemen cover that, but the midfield referee stays right in the middle, and they can see some of those things that happen like that. So not that it's major danger unless people are just being heinous and mean, but it happens. In the mix of that, again, Nichols, strong defender. He puts a good foot on it, sends it back. Mitchell puts a head on it, sends it to Fish midfield, and they're going to take it up the center. He gets a good look for Mitchell, so they were in sync, but Lyon County stepped in the way there and stole it. Got a 3-on-3 run there, ball going down to the far corner, and it goes out. So we'll get a good foot on the ball, reset. Looking pretty good except for a couple of bobbles, fumbles, fouls, whatever you want to look at it. Errors is what I would call them if we were back in the baseball, but just some poorly directed passes without good looks on them. So.
Yeah, they're going to have to start their communication again. They look very good at the beginning, but things have kind of dropped off here about midpoint of the first half.
Get some information from the girls' game. Let me see if I can pull this up. Getting some information from Miss Heidi. Again, as we're on there, a lot of times we get some information from away, and it's kind of good for everybody to know what's going on. Can't cover them all. But Miss Kathy's asked for them to send it. The girls are 0-0. That was a little bit ago, and now McKenna Grove shot on goal, hit the pole. Madisonville shot on goal. Drew caught it, and Drew is hurt. So if we get a chance and folks are listening, we'll find out how much time they've got. So we're 0-0 in Madisonville. Looks like we got an injury in the box there with the goalie. And as I am sharing that, Lyon County goes on the far side down towards the corner. Gets a high, lofty shot right across the crossbar into the back corner. Outruns several of our folks. And now we are 1-1. Again, that goes back to the communication that we were talking about. We are at the 18-minute mark here. We're going to take the ball at midfield and head that way. So you all that are listening, just be mindful that the girls got an injury. And we'll keep you up to date on what's going over there when they give it back. 13 minutes left in the first half over there. We got an injury, and they're still 0-0. So we're 1-1 here. Lyon County just made that one at the 18-minute mark, if you will, and had some chaos in the mix of it. Ball far down. Darian Welber chasing it down towards the corner. Gets beat out by Lyon County, and unfortunate strong block. Ball going to go the other way. Schultz going for the ball. I think we got an injury. We're going to have to get a timeout on that one. I think we got a bloody nose. Unfortunately, it's one of those matchup crack-ups that's not intentional, but they happen. Who is that? That's Jordan Duff. All right. I don't know if it's his nose or a lip. Yeah, nose. Got a little blood. They'll have to get that cleaned up and see what's going on. Again, Doc Wilder's giving him a look-see there. Going to get the ice flowing and the situation going there. Holy cow, she just reaches up and grabs it like it don't hurt. I'm glad I don't play sports. I wouldn't be a happy camper with that. No, he don't have time. He's got blood everywhere. All right, so it sounds like we got an injury over yonder. Now we got one over here. Settles things down. We kick the ball in. I don't think there was any intention in pain or heartache there. They were just going strong, and you get a bump together when you get your foot on the ball, and there it is. Again, sends it back from defense. Darnell finally gets a good foot on it, sends it that way. Mitchell Scott taking it down, driving down the far side by the line, keeping it moving. Gives it a little toe tap and meant for Darren Welburn, but he didn't keep control of it. Nichols going to push his way up through the middle. He's in the circle now, and he sends it over to the far side, looking for Schaefer. Going to give it a crossover, and we call offsides, I think. Yes, offsides. Drew's back in. Still no score over in the girls' game at Madville. Ball kicked by them. Again, Nichols back here in the backfield, kicks the ball fresh up the center. He's in the circle. Got several purple shirts on him. Getting a little bump up. He's going to send it back over, looking for a sideline. Sends it all the way down the sideline. It's free ball. It's not made it to the box yet. Lyon County's going to take a safety and kick it on out the side so that there's a throw in. There's a lot of talking over here, but it ain't preaching. John Hagan.
I know. I'm still learning this, Harold. I'm struggling here.
You're all right. It takes. I struggled the first year I was up here. It was terrible.
Same thing. I'll just sit there in silence.
But once you get the hang of it, you just. And sometimes I say stuff and it already happened a long time ago. Nobody home knows. Way high up. Way high up. Reality is he was doing a little climbing there. climbing there. Mitchell Scott got about 8 foot in the air, but I think he had the help of a Lyon County player to do that. Put a head on it, but the goalie caught that. Let's see. I think I don't know who the goalie is. He usually does a very good job, but I don't remember what his name is now. Walker. Yeah, Jack Walker. Ball being thrown in on the far side. We're at 15 minutes to go in this half. I think that's pretty accurate, close with the downtime that the refs got. We're within 16 minutes anyway. Got a little ice going on over here on an injured nose, and got a doc taking care of business. So far, we don't have any injuries on our side other than a bump to the eye again. And, that's kind of like a sore toe. If you're already injured and you have just a little bit, it's almost as aggravating or at least frustrating as the first time you got injured.
A lot of in and out on the far side. Lyon County brings it back in.
Forsyth kicks it down. They do a little volley with it, and Frisch ends up in the middle with it. Taken away on the far side, and Lyon County dribbles it out the side over there. Again, we're grateful for all the sponsors and folks that help us out with this, and grateful for WPKY Online and WPKY being a part of community. And as the athletic director said from Lyon County, some of the sports that we put on there, we know several other schools don't do that, or communities, and we're glad that youth and the community connection in town is important. Ball in the offensive end, kicked over to Schaefer. He sends it to the middle. Unfortunately, getting a look for it. Nichols, as it comes back, comes up for a header aggressively, and he's still fighting for the ball. Schultz doing a little footwork, spinning it around, sending it to the far side to Welburn. Welburn's going to see what he can do with it, and he's looking, pushing it down, and just barely missed. And Frisch trying to get a toe on it, couldn't do it. Looking for Hagan there in that one up front, but they just didn't get it to him. Got a runaway there on the side.
Caldwell resumes.
Head back by Darnell. If y'all didn't hear that, that was Coach telling some folks to do a little moving. Huh? You thought it was a cow? And then you have Dunn, who gets in a few words from now and then. So don't ever feel bad about what you've said so far, because just randomly, Jordan will, as he's covering footage, he
stepped up.
He'll just share. I'll just call it sharing. Jordan does a good job. Got a football game Friday night coverage here, and we play Crittenden County, I believe. Is that right? That'll be an exciting game, because that'll follow a parade if everything stays in order, and the guys will be, which is a big deal. Everybody will stand downtown and get real hot, and then they'll run out to the football field. So come out. I know that they got booths and stuff getting ready to be set up, and it's a community time. You can get you some pancakes in the morning, get you a steak and Philly and a lemonade shake-up from the football team on Saturday and walk around and figure out what you don't need to buy and buy it anyway. And then when that's all over, you can go to the singing at First Baptist. I believe Jeff Sherry Easter will be down there. And then there's some square dancing going on in the evening while folks are down here playing soccer. So if you just can't get it together, there's something to do in Caldwell County this weekend. That was the athletic director over there from Lyon County getting in the game. He had to put his hands on the ball and throw it back in for him. Struggling with this lineup that they've got of staying on sign, especially with the two-man ref. Coach kind of concerned about that. Number 19 came in for Lyon County there. Looks like Jeremiah Wilkerson. That's the goalie's brother. Mitchell takes it down, gives it a little pooch kick over to the side, and misses it. Tries to get it Jen Hong there on the return. Again, missing those opportunities when we're in the box.
Back up the middle, back over to Frisch. Lyon County pushes the ball back up their direction.
Over from the ladies, we just got a score in. Mackenzie Smiley puts the goal in over in Madisonville with 7 minutes left to go in the first half. So it's 1-0 Caldwell over Madisonville over at that game.
Back in front of us, Lyon County puts the ball back in. Schaefer tries to take it away, but Lyon County maintains possession. Little action in the circle.
Got to drink my McDonald's tea. That's my opportunity for the night. That's my reward for being up here. And we're grateful for the McEnany's dealing with the radio and supporting the community and what's going on there.
They do a fantastic job.
Jordan Dunn, looks like you're having to be busy with the camera tonight as well. Picked up off a header to Mitchell Scott, doing a little bump up on the side, and he's trying to outrun him. Two on tie on over there, pile up. Somebody was looking for a whistle, maybe from both sides, but they've kept the ball moving, and we'll see what happens. Get a little pooch kick, trying to get it back down to Hagan right there in the middle. Darnell gets a header on it as it comes back high. Trying to have a breakaway there on the side, but we're covered at the moment. And Nichols slide kick, puts it out on the far side for a throw-in. Fans getting involved by catching the ball. We're going to get a throw-in over here and see what happens. Still got some ice on the nose over there. Doesn't look like it's clearing up anytime soon. So.
Lyon County inbounds the ball and then kick back up.
All of these,
out.
Yes, sir. All these guys have a different personality, if you will, as far as an athlete. And you can notice sometimes the way the game is going on the substitutes and why. And you can notice right there whether he's moving quite a bit or not. Nichols has been put back there. He's got a good, strong foot, and he does not mind to clear it out. So each person has a different way of handling that. Hagen's been substituted out. Michael Henry coming in, get a little breather, holding his side like his appendectomy might be in order or something there. I'm not sure. So he got all them gizzards that he started out with?
He has still got all of them, with the exception of the tonsils, and that
he had them out. Well, they say if you get your tonsils out, you get fat, so they must have took mine out. But Doc says I still got them. Huh? That's the thing, son. So as far as me and you, we don't need to take our tonsils out. I'm just. Oh, you did? Well,
I've still got mine. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, if they took mine out, there ain't no telling what I'd look like. Y'all can pick up the coaches, give them a little yah-yah here, instruction. That's good.
Henry goes over the corner.
That's the corner of the abyss for the announcers. We don't know what happens down there until the ball gets back in.
Well, but it is our ball.
Schaefer going to throw it in. Looking for Frisch. He gives a little toe tap over top, an opportunity, and they both give it up. Time out on the side, and Nichols going to come give it a good throw. Nichols throwing it into Schaefer, putting a toe on it. Didn't keep control of it. Looking for an opportunity to get it to Yoder Frisch. Nichols comes in with a strong foot. He's going to press it on up to the corner for Schaefer to get a good look at it. Looks, and he's going to pick it up, sends it over. gets a back foot almost back in. Nichols comes up with them, and we've got a strong look at it. Mitchell brings it down in the box again. Good opportunities, but just doesn't make it happen yet. So ball's going out on the far side. We had a couple of good looks, but no foot on the ball for an on-goal kick. Going to start all over. So maybe they're getting a little more in sync. And again, you've got Nichols with the strength. He pushed all the way up. Trying to get a reset here, pull some of those purples his way. Schultz is going to set in the middle, gives it a high toss over the top, and just not in order.
Nichols there to push it back down the field. Back over to Frisch.
Yoder Frisch. That's Yoder Frisch, sir. He's got the Yoder beard.
Yoder Frisch.
Yeah. He's got the Yoder beard going on.
I see. Lyon County's going to inbound it again.
Got to win that ball on that one. We thought we had it won over there on the side was the thing.
Caldwell takes it away.
Sends it to the far corner. Mitchell's going to have the breakaway.
Mitchell.
Leads the ball up. Attack from the side. Couldn't get a good foot on. We're going to get a corner kick. This is our end of the field for that. There's a little difference in our field when we're playing here, and some folks don't get used to it because of the dome in the field. After it was a football field instead of flat field, those corners are a little different when they kick it. Now, he kicks it in from the corner. Mitchell puts a foot on it and gets knocked out by the backside. Followed in by Schultz and gets a good hook on it but goes too far out to the side. Going out again. Must have come off the side of number 22 there because we're going to get a corner kick again. Some of our guys pushing up. We got good coverage back here in the back. And for those of you at home that are listening, the train is involved. Oh, just over the crossbar. Just over the crossbar. Going to get a substitute. Not sure who got their head on that, but I think it was Darnell.
So Max Wadlington going in for Lyon County. Jeremiah Wilkerson coming out.
I graduated with his mama. Matter of fact, I'm struggling up here. I'm for both teams, just so y'all know that are home listening. I'm not a traitor. I'm just confused. Oh, and a high foot. I think he might be participating in Friday night there.
Wonderful kick. If we was playing the other football.
Well, he'll put a foot on it a couple of times Friday night if you come out against the Crittenden County boys. They're going to get a breakaway. He put a header on it and missed it. Jen Hong comes up with a save on that, and Schultz outruns the ball himself. Offsides down here for them. Little frustrated.
Coach Schaefer putting a little discipline on the field.
A little frustrating. Well, it's one of those. It always is when we play Lyon County. There's an unsettled spirit in it. It's like you can't. Neither team can get it settled down, and it's usually 80 minutes of a little frustration. So
intense frustration. Nichols bounces it off. Back over to Jen Hong.
Jen Hong clears it a little bit. Frisch looking for the ball. Clears it. Going to call it our way. A little tangle up right as it was going out there. We get the ball called our way. Foot on it. Settles the ball down, sends it over to Nichols. Nichols sends it down midfield to the circle, and they put a foot on it and kick it out. Again, some of the things that happen, there's a little unsettled spirit in what's going on. We're at the 2-minute mark in this half. Oh, I'm getting good at that. Oh, a header over the top of the other header, and I think Coach just spilled his coffee. It's a bad game now. If y'all don't know Coach Schaefer, I think he's about 50% blood and 50% water in his, coffee in his veins. Again, Nichols takes the ball.
What was that call about?
Just because the guy was on the ground, they called it a foul, but that's an unfortunate. Should have been from this other referee on this side, but the gentleman who ejected a fella earlier called it from the far end down there because the young man didn't get up. So they're going to get a free kick about 10 yards outside the crest of the 18 circle there. We're defending up, looking for folks. Guys have got their people marked up. Schultz is over on the sidebar looking for direction and giving some. Ball goes out. We'll get a goal kick there. Notice one thing about Schultz, the tank, he is all in when he's in. He didn't mind to throw his body around the net, and it wasn't even close. So he doesn't have a problem with that committal on it. So going to get a good boot. We're under the 2-minute mark. Gets a header off of his brother. They stop it at midline, and Darian Welburn trying to get a breakaway.
Barrett doing a great job as a sophomore.
Yes. Gets called out on the far side, and we're going to get a throw in over there. As we get to the halftime, remember all that we've already shared, and we'll get ready to go back to the radio station here in a couple of minutes and take a break, and we'll come back and tell you what's going on with the girls and us. All the things that are happening. Ball goes down the far side. Darian's working the ball, but it goes out, so they will get a – no. Guess it went off on Lyon County. I thought it went off of Darian's foot, but Darian's going to get a throw in. Gives it a little toss to a header to Michael. Again, some not errors, they're just not controlled movement. Not necessarily need for a header, but he headed it, and so the ball turned the wrong direction. Got a moment of breakaway. Frisch puts a good foot on it, sends it down far. We're going to end up, looks like this halftime when the whistle blows at a 1-1. Unfortunate, about 10 minutes in, we got a score, and then come back about 25 minutes in. They got a breakaway, put a ball in the top right-hand corner over the top on a breakaway. So we're 1-1, and the girls are 1-0 over in Madisonville. We've got about 30, 40 seconds in this one. They throw it in. We pick the ball up, and we're going to send it back over. Mitchell receives the ball at midfield, gives it a header. Ball tossed up again with a good high. Ball goes to the far corner. They're trying to chase it down. Comes off of his opportunity to try to get it header, and it goes out the far corner. So we'll get a goal kick there. Keep the ball in, for a reset, and he may drag his feet here for just a second.
Schultz kicks it up. Lyon County comes away with it. Caldwell retrieves the ball, pushing it back up the field. And it's out on Lyon County.
I think they're running out of a little steam here. Good break won't hurt them.
Wilburn inbounds the ball. And we'll do it again.
Whoops.
A little overshot there.
Ball rolls out the far side, and they're going to throw it in. I'm not sure that, I don't know who the official time, there we go. Official timekeeper on this side blows the whistle. That's got us down, and we're going to take a halftime here. Folks going to come over, get their water break. Things are happening. We are ending this one up. We scored first about 10 minutes in. 25 minutes in, Lyon County gets a breakaway, gets a 3-on-1, gets a good strong foot on the ball, puts it up in the top right-hand corner close to the post, and we're at 1-1 tie. We've got a couple of injuries on the field. Things are happening, and now we're going to go get reset. Coaches are going to tell them what they think, what they feel, and how they mean to go about doing it. Again, neither team seems to be very settled, so we'll see what happens in this next half. Did get some information from Madisonville, Mr. Hagan, that the Lady Tigers over there are 1-0 in the mix of it. We'll try to find out what happened over on the stands here during the halftime and those kind of things. You got anything you want to say before we head back to the studio?
They're at the half as well. The girls are at the half as well. All right. Yeah, come on out. I mean, it's a beautiful evening. Sun's gone down. Not much of a breeze blowing, but it has become very comfortable out here, and you would enjoy the game. Come on out and support Lyon and Caldwell County tonight.
We're going to take a quick 5 minutes since we're at halftime, go to the sponsor, see if some things are going on. So we're going to send it back to Darren at the studio so he can put us on 5 minutes worth of sponsors, and then we'll be back to you.
Maintenance is everywhere.
I'm a Class 1 hitch holding a Class 3 load, and I just snapped. So now your trailer full of four-wheelers is going off-roading without you. So get off station, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem, like me.
This is Fred Bolt. Call me today at the Woodall Agency, 365-5541. You'll be glad you did.
It's that time of year again. Soon, leaves will be falling, football, and deer season is right around the corner. And when those little critters get scurrying around, sometimes our vehicles get in their way. Whenever that happens, Price Shoes Incorporated hopes you remember our body shop to get you back on the road. We offer free estimates, 3-stage paint process that is guaranteed as long as you own your vehicle, and certified technicians that together offer 115 years of combined experience. We keep rental vehicles readily available, so even if your car is out of commission, you don't have to be. Price Shoes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. Is your debit card community-driven? At Farmers Bank, it is important to us to give back to our community. That is why we have developed the Tiger Card. The Tiger Card is a debit card that is free to all Farmers Bank checking account holders. Each time you use your Tiger Card, Farmers Bank will donate to our local youth and children's sports program. We've given over $40,000 to date to youth Inc. through the Tiger Card program. Come get your Tiger Card today. We can print them instantly at our main office. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC. When you need extra time to heal, Caldwell Medical Center's Queen Bed program can help you if you've been discharged from a hospital but still need recovery time before going home. Who's right for Queen Bed? Patients with recent joint repair or replacement, recovering from a wound or major surgery, patients who need acute physical or occupational therapy, patients who need a post-hospitalization pain management or IV therapy, or patients recovering from a stroke. For more information, contact Caldwell Medical Center at 270-365-0300. Caldwell Medical Center, located at 100 Medical Center Drive. When you need extra time to heal, Caldwell Medical Center's Queen Bed program can help you if you've been discharged from a hospital but still need recovery time before going home. Who's right for Queen Bed? Patients with recent joint repair or replacement, recovering from a wound or major surgery, patients who need acute physical or occupational therapy, patients who need a post-hospitalization pain management or IV therapy, or patients recovering from a stroke. For more information, contact Caldwell Medical Center at 270-365-0300. Caldwell Medical Center, located at 100 Medical Center Drive.
You know that horrible feeling you get when you realize your debit card is not in your wallet or on your desk or anywhere? I'm Ty Engelbright with First Southern National Bank, and you no longer need to worry. All account holders now have the ability to temporarily turn debit cards on and off using our new mobile banking app. Download our new app today to start using mobile deposit, debit card on-off, and many more great features. First Southern National Bank, member FDIC.
Public Power today is an important American institution, an expression of the idea of local people working together to meet local needs. Your Princeton Electric Plant Board lights up homes, businesses, and streets with public power, electricity coming from a community-owned and operated facility. Their purpose is to provide reliable and safe, not-for-profit electricity at a reasonable price. They exist to serve you, their fellow citizens, friends, and neighbors, and their loyalty is to their customers. Princeton Electric Plant Board continues to make Princeton a great place to live and work. They are hometown energy working for you.
All right, we're back on the field here. I've asked the athletic director, Jeff Doom from Lyon County, to come back on up. He can't talk fast as I can, so during the game he went over there and actually saw you, Jeff, get involved in the game. You got up.
I'm afraid I pulled a muscle. I moved so fast.
Did you now when you received the ball over there?
I did. But did you notice that it was your throw in? And I just tossed it right to him.
I didn't throw nothing in. I'm not playing.
I'm sorry, Caldwell County.
Okay. That's good, because I don't want to be accused of anything here that I did not do.
I would like to see you and I out there on that field.
They'll let you play Saturday night if you want to come up here.
That's all right. This is one game I've never played.
Lyon County and Caldwell, it's always this way. I don't know if you noticed this, but diagnosis of the game, they never really get settled in this game when they play ever. And what I've seen tonight is they're getting some pretty good passes, but they never get in sync or settled on either side.
That's right. Yeah, and there's been a lot of good balls in the box and just unable to score. One of Caldwell's kids kicked one from almost midfield here a while ago, and it went all the way through to the out of bounds line, and no one touched it. I can't believe that ball got all the way through there. But you're right, it is a little unsettled. And I think that, even though we may not have the rivalry that we once had with Caldwell and Lyon since we're so close and since we're no longer in the same district, this game always means a little something special for both teams.
When you say that, can you explain, since you're athletic director, we like to educate folks out there. A couple of years ago, we went through a process. Actually, I think it was a 2-year process to get lined up. And tell them how we got to the point of being in different districts, even though we're budded close together. And
right. Well, what happened was a lot of teams did not have soccer. So, and it's kind of the same way going now with us. Right now in our district, it's just us and Trigg. So every year you're going to the regional tournament without ever having to win a game. I have some problem with that as athletic director because I think that, your kids need to at least win one game to get into a regional tournament. And I think that was the problem with the redistricting. It took away, well, let me back up. Some districts have 4 and 5 teams, so they tried to district it so that every district had at least 3 teams in it. And now, I don't understand why we've lost one to get down to 3, but we have, and that's the way it is now. In girls, we have 3 because Trigg and Crittenden both are in our district. So they did try to follow suit with the basketball district. That seems to be the easiest way to align. But
some of that has to do with the size of the school, too.
Well, in Class A it does, but
yeah.
Not in the regular districts, regular Sweet 16, if you will. The KHSAA 260-something teams or 260-something schools throughout the state. So they try to make it as equal as possible. But it just kind of seems like down here we've kind of messed it up just a little bit, if you will, because we've gone the other direction and not having enough teams.
For those of you who've been following and catching the scores, and again the other night when Jeff was sharing from a distance what was going on over there so people could stay connected, the mix of it, we have what's called the All-A, and that is kind of weird for folks because the tournament starts as soon as they start kicking the ball, you're in the tournament.
Yeah, and that's the problem with it, because it does start so early, and our region, it's kind of hard because of the way that the season starts so early, and then you're right into the regional play. And with the Class A, they've taken the smallest 125 schools in the state now. It used to be an enrollment of 464 or less. But now, it's kind of lost its touch, if you will, of the small school tournament. Even though they still call it that, it's a little different. But it's kind of tough to start your first of the year, and we have played in the past. I remember our first game was the regional play-in game, and that's without a kid getting on the field at all, unless you play a scrimmage. So it is tough. Wish it could back it up a little bit longer, so maybe we could play right now would be a great time. But the way that the state and the way that they have rented the fields in Frankfurt, that's when it has to be played to get it over with. And it gives them a little bit of time, too, in case of weather, because I don't ever remember having rainouts in soccer unless the lightning was coming. But we had 2 rainouts at our place this year just because of the amount of water we had. So it's a little crazy, but you're right. It is. It's a good tournament, but it is a little early.
Well, and what you have there as well is we have so many opportunities in the athletic realm these days that what you were sharing there about renting the fields and the other things that are going on. And for you, I'm sure, and other folks that are athletic directors and the situations with coaches, you've got things that are just one right after the other. You've got volleyball, you've got soccer, you've got basketball, you got baseball, you got softball, you got football, and so having all those things spinning at one time.
Well, we're fortunate enough that I don't want to say fortunate because it is an injustice for our kids, but right now we don't have the numbers to play volleyball, and of course we don't have football either, but it is an ongoing, and to be real honest with you, I have a problem with the year-round sports that we let us play now because we had so many kids that used to play multiple sports, whether it be soccer, basketball, baseball, softball, but now kids are individualizing because the season can go year-round. Same with basketball. We started a long time ago, and so it is tough. And like you said, a small school, we got to share our athletes. I think Max Wellington, he will leave our school being a 5-letterman for 5 different sports, unheard of in today's society.
We've got the whistle, and they're getting the clock reset here, Jeff. As we come back into this half, we're gonna see what happens. We've swapped ends of the field, of course, and we had an injury on your side earlier. Had maybe a nose crushed up a little bit there and got a little blood. And I was telling them, Doc Wilder over here with the chair. I tried to borrow it from her, and she won't let me have it.
Good luck. She's a huge soccer fan, and that lady does so much for our athletic program. It's amazing. So we're real proud of her, and couldn't do it without her.
Well, she is pretty much at every game you all got. Yes. Basketball, all of them. So it's a job, a hobby, and definitely you can tell it's a love of her heart. You all got the ball first. The ball's coming back down on the far end here in the box. Mitchell Scott's going to wind it up, sends it over to the far post, and goes too far out on that side. So as we come back to the game, we're grateful for Lyon County being here tonight. Jeff, we're glad you've come up, join us for a few minutes. And I hope that folks will consider that in Lyon County of supporting, maybe even getting Doc Wilder on board and picking a game somewhere where we can cover so people can get a little taste of this and get some of those crazy fans on the radio with us.
Sounds good. And make sure you put the call out for all those Lyon County people didn't drive over for Taco Tuesday tonight to make sure that they're
you
watching.
Can handle the Taco Tuesday. I'm the McDonald's guy.
I can do it all. You can tell by my physique.
Well, we were talking about that. We were talking about one of the boys was holding her side a minute ago, and I said, "Is that an appendix or a gallbladder?" He said, "Well, it's not his tonsils." And I said, "Well, if you have your tonsils taken out, it's supposed to make you swell up a little bit." So I never had mine taken out. I would be afraid of what I'd look like if my tonsils were taken out. So, all right, we're back in play here. Going to receive the ball. They've settled it down a little bit from the first half, but we'll see what happens. Got a lot of speed there in number 11, number 8 of your all's team, and they're going to sweep it out. And tell us, you got a couple of brothers on the team, got a couple of Duff brothers and a couple of Wilkerson brothers, I think, on your all's team.
We do, and, that's the good part about it because these kids have played together for a long time. And even though we're young, it's kind of good. You were talking about 8 and 11 to have some speed up front. And it's the first time that Bryson has played high school because he plays on some other teams, so it's good to get it out there. Perfect opportunity like we talked about a while ago. Ball right there in the box, just couldn't capitalize.
Good foot on it both ways. Good look at it, but just outran the ball. Had opportunity to get a little pooch kick, and Wilkerson would have had a hard time with that one just because of the speed and not skills. It's just there are certain times when you're up front there and you get in the box like that, the goalie's just out of it's. I mean, he can, but he's just out of reach of it most of the time.
That's like the PKs. I don't understand how anybody can stop a ball 18 feet away and get something, especially the lethal weapons that some of these men have with their legs.
Well, they got a good read on it, and most of them, and I'm sure you're always that way. I haven't got to see him this year, but in days past, I know he's not afraid of the committal on it. They throw their bodies around like it doesn't matter, and you just got to be a unique fella to be in that goal like that anyway.
That's
right
true.
In front of us, we pick the ball up away from Lyon County, send it far down, but nobody's down in the box with them to pick the ball up for that good look. So. John Hagan tonight's joined us, Jeff. John, first time up here in the box, and it's hard to do, but I'm glad that he's come up because we got to hand this bird off to somebody at some point. We do know, and are your girls Lyon County playing somewhere tonight?
No, we were off tonight. We don't play again until Thursday, both teams.
I was going to see if you could get a score or something. Caldwell is winning over at Madisonville 1-0. Just started back the second half there. So,
and that's a district game, correct, for you all?
Yes. Had a little scare there. Drew in the box, got knocked down, rattled her cage just for a minute, and in the mix of, hey, we're 3 on tonight.
Now.
Yeah, the three amigos. So, John, jump in there anytime or jump out if you want to. It just however you want to go at it.
I'm afraid I'll break something.
Gets a good boot on it going down again. The looks and what they're trying to do is right, but getting it in control. And again, Lyon County doing the same thing. They're punching the ball in some good spots, and it's just unfortunate they're not getting control. Mitchell doesn't mind the wind up.
There it was.
Steps to the side, puts the right foot on it, puts it right in there. In the far corner, just outside the reach of Wilkerson over there. That's a little frustrating because when he stepped to the side, You could tell he was going to wind it up, and as a goalie and a defender, sometimes it's just over. It doesn't matter what you do, it's just over, and that's one of those looks. Fortunately, we're about 4 minutes into it, and Mitchell, that makes his 10th goal, I believe. I don't have my stat sheets with me, and I don't keep up that mess very good, but I'm pretty sure that's his 10th goal for the year, which is excellent.
Puts the Tigers up 2-1.
I will say this: there's always a heavy competitiveness between Lyon County and Caldwell basketball in all realms. But I will say this: that the communities, unlike some, match up quite well as far as the heartbeat, the background of folks, the tightness can work together in some things. I noticed that your all's judge executive did some work. Some Caldwell County folks joined in that with his daughter. Get some folks down in Louisiana some help, and from time to time you all have joined in, and it's just like tonight. There's a great respect. Some of the fans that have come in tonight have mentioned and talked about and asked questions about the students here as we've lost a young student tonight, and that's one of the things I think folks miss. We was talking about the size of school and the 1A and what goes on in the state. All that some schools and folks don't get to have that I guess you'd say camaraderie and the spirit of things in it. At the end of the day, everybody has a good time, and we all get to go.
I think we understand off the field what's important, and I think that's a credit to both schools and communities as well. It's my understanding. I was talking to some Caldwell kids over there a while ago, and they had made mention that I think they're all going to try to wear black tomorrow. So if you're listening in and hadn't heard that, I'm sure you have. Put on a little black in support of this family who needs it.
I was sharing with some folks down there, and Jeff, you may remember that there was a season at Lyon County when we were in school for about 6 years in a row.
Another one.
Good breakaway. Mitchell put a good left foot on that one, rolled it under, and Wilkerson puts down on the ball and just didn't get a hold of it all the way and rolled right underneath him there. Kind of a breakaway, and we got a runaway with flags over there.
Oh, man.
I'm not
That's
sure
a
those
spirit going on over there.
Those two have ever played anything, so they're liable to hurt somebody. That looks like maybe, and I don't have a number or anything, that looks like that might be Benji Kilgore. So, again, you were mentioning the students and the heartbeat of the black shirts, those kind of things. Some of these students are taking they're asking me to the coach is asking me to deal with the clock. I don't sir, I'm on the radio and I don't handle the clock, so if you don't mind, you'll have to take care of that yourself. We're 3-1. Get another breakaway there as I'm babbling.
I kind of like the score up there that was 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2. I'm sure you
they
do.
Got it right.
But as you were mentioning a minute ago, some of the students, it seems to be going well, but some of the students are taking what's going on hard. And in the world we live in, with all the tragedies and things, when it comes close to home, sometimes this small town feel, all that trouble's out there somewhere, Louisville or on the news or somewhere else. But when it comes to home, it's hard to deal with. And what I was going to say is I was sharing with one of our staff members, there was a season there at Lyon County when you and I were in school that there was a tragedy of a death once a year for about 6 years.
Yeah, sure was. And you know, the ability of kids, you know, and you know it's tough, and some of the things that they have to live through and go through now in today's society, it's tough on kids, and I hope we all understand that and keep our prayers out for all of our kids, because each kid handles devastation and things like that in a different way. There's no two ways to handle it. So,
well, in the world we live in, you know, back to the hometown film, what we got going on, got a good battle out here on the field, but I think when you come down to it, here in the heart of America, as you said, not a lot of these guys are going to go play pro. They're not going to be in the mix of, you know, national debuts or anything like that. But at the end of the day, they learn quite a bit from one another. They learn from their coaches. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters, is being prepared for the real world out there and what they do.
Well, and that's what I said, alluded to earlier when I mentioned how important I think athletics are for teenagers to get involved and understand that, because there's nothing short of a miracle from what some of these kids have to go through and live through, but their brotherhood or sisterhood, depending on what's out there, is always there for them.
Well, and a couple of things that I'll mention about that, and since you're up here tonight as athletic director, give us a little insight. We saw that in a character building situation earlier in the first part of the game, first 10 minutes. Got a little conversation going on with the referee, and the referee ejects a fan. Don't know if it's a father, don't know what the situation is, doesn't really matter.
Amen.
But explain the authority and the detail between the referees and the athletic directors and principals when that happens.
Well,
so folks out there know what's going on.
Yeah, unfortunately, Miss Farmer and Miss Christie both over there had to take care of that situation because it was their home field. But, you know, the bad thing is whatever that official says once the game started, that's the law. We don't like having to eject someone and force them out of a contest, but that is our job. We are to protect those officials. And you know, one thing that I've had to tell, and my wife has had to tell in covering for me a couple of times, without them leaving, the officials are not going to play a game. So all we're doing is taking away from kids when we have situations like that, and you hate to see it happen. But
and they are authorized two things. They're authorized to be able to do that.
Yes.
And as you just said, if he wanted to, he could continue to delay the game or even shut the game down if it's not handled.
He could. And you know, the thing about it is, and I have no idea what was said because I was over here, but
sure.
You know, some things that we holler at officials.
Breakaway.
We'll pause here.
Breakaway, and going to get the second opportunity for that stop. That was a close one there.
It was. Joe Wilkerson doing a great job down in the goal, but
got his hands on it, and then it bounced out. But he was able to get back up to the ball, and
I guess that's what those gloves are for.
Little slickery there.
Soften the first one. But back to what we were saying, the officials, you know, if things are bad enough, we've had to call police before just simply because of some of the things that have been said. These guys are hired by an outside source. They're not hired by the schools, so they have a right. I have seen officials press charges of some things that have been said.
So pretty much they're contractors that you all use, but they've got the authority to deal with what's going on the field.
Right.
And that's KSHAA.
That is correct, yes. Yeah. And unfortunately, like I said, the athletic directors, principals, it's our job to kind of hang on and do what they tell us to do.
Mr. Hagan coming back in, relieving Schaefer coming out. Now, in that's basketball, baseball, the whole
any
whole
sport,
smear.
any KHSAA sanctioned sport that's out there.
Tell us just what happened here, Hagan, because I had my head turned babbling.
Well, actually, I was just intent on the conversation that you guys were having and completely missed out of myself.
I think all that went on over there, the ball went out of bounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Sometimes in the radio, when it's moving like this, people are watching and they can tune in. So when we can, the other night we had a golden goal. So we wanted to take time out to educate folks because, as you said earlier, soccer is one of those weird little sports that not everybody that's in the stands understand what's going on. It's not because people are dumb. It's just unique in relation to the rest of the sports, kind of like the offsides deal.
Right.
We've got a referee down in Murray. If he's out there listening to us tonight, Mr. Brett Miles, he's also a pastor. He, in a loving fashion, said that soccer is one of the silliest sports, even though his girls both played. He said because in basketball, if you get a breakaway, everybody's cheering. You get a breakaway in soccer, it's called offsides.
Well, and you know, a lot of coaches, we used to play that back when we had some teams that wasn't as quick. We would play what's called a trap to try to force the other team into offsides.
To pull
just
up.
by the way they play. Yeah, pull up. And so, I mean, it is an offensive set at times, but it is kind of interesting. I know Mr. Carroll Wadlington, our former principal, he always wanted to go straight shootout first, and then after the shootout, then you play the rest of the game
to see what happens.
To either push your lead out or come back and get a little closer.
When I was being educated by him, I always thought he was backwards anyway. So if you're out there listening, Coach Wadlington, I've always known that you were backwards.
Yeah, he wanted to play the game where some more points are put on the board. But great sport. You know, we got 22 kids out here getting in shape, and very few sports you can do that in. Soccer and football, I guess, are the only
This is
two.
most athletic sport I guess I've seen and been involved in. My son's, second year in playing this, and I didn't realize how demanding it was.
Man. Yeah, you know, in football, I think it's every 3 seconds is what a play lasts, or somewhere in that neighborhood. 40 minutes, and depending on where you're at on the field, you are moving the entire time.
Yeah, well, baseball's completely different.
Exactly.
A little slower. The comparison to the running, but it is a little more choppy as basketball. Basketball's got some time on the clock and a lot of running, but these guys never stop.
Never stop.
I'm still scratching my head about offsides and all this. It's just completely different, simply because we've never been involved in the sport before.
See, and that was like me when I was fortunate enough as a physical education teacher. I had never seen a soccer ball until I got to college. I think we had one when I was in school, and we played kickball with it. But once I got there and learned the sport, it's a great sport. And like I said, cardiovascular workout, and then the strategy of it is amazing if you set it down and see good soccer, where you have the pass and go, where the triangle sets, and we were mentioning the defensive offside pull-ups there. So it's a great sport, and it tickles me to death. Wish we would have had it. Maybe I wouldn't have weighed what I do now.
Well, it wasn't until about '84 that we had it in the area, and there were very few schools. Caldwell County was one of the first ones to pick it up.
Right.
It's kind of like volleyball's been in the last 7, 8 years of motion getting in order for schools to have it, so it's another option. The disadvantage is for schools like Caldwell and Lyon County is the amount of pupils you got. It's hard to subdivide and cover the games.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, one thing we're noticing as Caldwell gets another breakaway here, we'll pause and see what happens.
Defender gets on it, goes out. We're going to get a corner kick off of that one.
You know, and what I started to say a while ago, we're seeing a decline in athletes total.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about officials, but we've got so many kids that are elected not to play everything. So they're kind of specializing, and I don't know if that's part of it. Or like I told my kids, you know, they can pick up their phone and pick up the app soccer and never have to expel any energy except for their thumbs.
I think a lot of it has to do with that, and as you said, maybe because of the time, and finally got some wisdom, and some families and folks taking a little break and not playing every possible sport available. I know when we were chasing our youngins, all 3 of them, there were times we were at 3 different places all on one day, and different one sport quit and you practice in the other one before it gets started.
Well, in the summertime, and this is where I give a lot of credit to our kids. Literally, we have had kids that come in for open gym and basketball. And another breakaway.
Again, I think part of this, we finally got some sync to communication. Your guys are doing a good job, too, when they're bringing it down, Lyon County. But, again, for some reason, I don't know what it is, when these 2 teams play, it could be any other team they're against, and it can be tight or it can be a loose game. But whenever they're together, they never – and neither team looks like they're in sync. They're doing good stuff, but it just –
You don't see the teamwork that you normally
Nope.
see against anyone else.
Nope.
And I'm not fortunate enough to be able to get out and watch other games because we're always at ours. But I know some teams that when I have seen them, when it's not a Lyon County, the passing is more there, the teamwork, and it's almost turned into a kickball shoving match at times.
Have you all had the privilege of playing Webster yet?
We play them next Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure, one of those two.
Webster, we got rained out over here. You mentioned you all being rained out. We were supposed to play Webster, and fortunately, I think that was a good thing because the first 4 games that they had, they scored 35 goals in 4 games.
Oh, wow. You know, let me take that back. We have played them because just played them last week, and I almost forgot about that. But
where did you all end up with them?
They beat us.
Okay.
I can't remember what the score were, but they were averaging 7 goals a game early, and I can't remember how many they got. I want to think 4 or 5 against us.
Bunched up, gets a little pooch kick, sends it to Jen Hong. He's up at the top of the little box and gets to work on it. Nobody followed him in. If there had been a shirt in there following him in, that would have been a score.
Did you notice that's what we're talking about by the offside call there? I think is what we were shooting for.
Got a breakaway on your all side. He gives it a strong kick if and your all's coach is instructing them that patience is a virtue.
Patience is a virtue. I've read that somewhere.
Yes, sir. He had a good look at it and did the right thing. But as Coach was saying there, probably another couple of dribbles, and he was already beating the spot with the goalie there. He might have had him a goal on that one.
And he may have just saw that the goalie was up a little high, so thought he could bend one around him. It's like billiards.
He was working on it. It is amazing on those corner kicks sometimes with that in the header how they can take that ball and literally hook it. I've seen a couple of them do that where nobody even had to be around. They just went from the corner to the backside of the post and it went right in. Ball kicked out by Lyon County here on this side in what we call the abyss where we can't see what's happening, but it's going to be thrown in.
See, that's what I like right there. Teams that just settle the ball and look around instead of just going and kicking. Caldwell did a nice job there. And we do that most of the time.
Yeah. One of the things that if you've not had the liberty, tune into some World Soccer and watch. You'll see a lot more movement, and we're going to get a foul call there on that little trip up. I don't think it was a again, the whistle sometimes for these intentional and unintentional fouls in the middle of soccer is just an unfortunate thing. You get tied up with another guy and he's down.
To be a non-contact sport, it's pretty contact.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's deliberate. I mean, it's just, the whistle's coming. And most of the time you can see it on the face of the student because they hop up like, yep, that was a foul. Some of them will even, if it's a very close game, they'll be proud that it was a foul. Schultz doing a little taunting there by taking his time picking the ball up, kind of asking them to come get the ball.
Well, and I'm glad to see the Lyon County kids going after the ball there. Too many times they would just lay back and let
Got a good bounce on that one. Ball picked up down front. Schultz is trying to battle with them there. Number 25. Who is that on your all's team?
That's
there?
Max Wadlington.
All right, Max Wadlington.
He'll battle with the best of them.
That's a Lyon County name for sure.
Yes, it is.
That's like a Dura, a White, a Wadlington, a Doom. Those are just kind of like Lyon County staples there.
Like salt and pepper. Huh?
Right, salt and pepper, flour and sugar. A couple others.
Yeah.
I remember hadn't been connected. My boy started playing some sports, and we'd been back to the basketball arena and some other things, and there were some folks that showed up in the stands and on the court, and I was like, who are these people? Because they're not native Lyon Countyans. They've come in from somewhere else.
Yeah, we've got several faces that I'm not familiar with and names, and I've got the Caldwell County tie. The Lord blessed me with a Caldwell Countyan for 26 years now.
Uh-oh. That would be a Herring?
Well, as a Smith.
Smith,
yeah. And she's part Herring now, but right now she's a Doom.
She's a Doom. But she's not Doom because I know who she knows.
Amen.
All right. Put the force on them. They're trying to stop the ball, and it went out the back, so we're going to get a corner kick. Guys will come up and get set for this. Mitchell Scott going to put a hook on the ball. Looking for a header. Number 14, if you'll watch, he's going to try to position himself. Darren Welber going to the corner to settle the ball, looking for another corner kick there.
That's, I guess, a home field advantage there because that wall, as soon as that ball came off, Caldwell County player had the ball and in the corner before we even got back.
Well, we've also shared this. This is 10 yards shorter than any other of the regular fields and about 7 yards less width. But what we have found is most of the opposing teams really like to play here.
Well, sure.
There's a little bit of a cozy feel to it. The students tell us they like the wall. The one thing that they don't like, though, is the corner kicks because of the way the field's laid out because it used to be football. You've got some high ones, and these are domed on the far end, and it's hard to match where you're putting the foot on the ball.
I noticed a while ago one of Lyon County players were going up in that corner for a ball and kind of lost his footing because he wasn't used to climbing a hill before he went out of bounds there.
You'll notice when they get a little frustrated, too, that y'all had 7 purple shirts all tied up there in the backfields, which is can be an advantage for you, but at the same time, it tells you that they're not really pulling out to their position where they need to be. And we do the same thing.
Coach McHouston is reminding them that this is not a football game. I think's what he's saying over there because they're just kicking the ball, not really passing. I think we mentioned that earlier. We could coach soccer.
Yes. McHouston, is he as well a teacher?
He is. He is our middle and elementary physical education teacher. Does a great job. He's also our track coach. Last year, he even helped out with middle school basketball, but he's got a young family, so we wanted to share.
Got a breakaway here. Got a rough bounce after Wilkerson comes out and puts his hands on it. Again, if we'd had follow through, we might have had a second opportunity on that score there. They kick it out and met by Forsythe here to try to get it back down in. He's going through a struggle one after another with the purple shirts, and your guys defending good and send it out. Going to get a throw in. Michael Henry going to take a foot to it. He's trying to send it over to the middle. We're getting a little contact there, but I think
play on.
There's also in athletics a good potential for a drama program. Sometimes when folks go down, there's a little extra added flair to it.
Yeah, you were mentioning the World Cup, and I.
Oh my!
You know, I see a lot of times when there's not a lot of contact, but they certainly do fall occasionally.
Well, and as much money as they get paid to do that, when they fall down, they take forever.
That's right.
I mean, they just kind of waller around, and
their sponsors have to have them on TV. That's what that's about.
Be sure you get their shoes. Get your shoes. Ball boy throwing it back in over to the box so they can get a goal kick out. Going to get things wound up. Going to get some subs here. Rearranging the Caldwell County team, gives some instruction from the side. We're 3-1 in the second half. We're down to the 15-minute mark towards the end of this game. Let me check in and see if we got any info from the girls. And, yep, 14 minutes left, 2-0 Caldwell. Drew has saved 5. We got some fouls, one right after another, and Caldwell's defense are doing their best. Well, sounds like a good day. 20 minutes left.
Little headbutt in the middle field.
Going for a high ball.
Yes.
Yeah, it had a high bounce right in the middle of 2.
The unfortunate thing, the toughest injury in soccer seems to be the concussion.
Yeah, and I've noticed a few more kids now are wearing the concussion headband now, and I think that's a good idea.
Who do we have out there, Coach Doom? Can you tell?
I believe that's Austin Duff that was in the middle of that for Lyon County.
Yellow card on the Madisonville players over in Madisonville right now, and got 20 minutes left, and because it's 2-0, as we've talked about before, seems as though temperament's escalated just a little bit, and it happens, and referees have to calm it down and settle it down.
And that's hard to do. You know, we talk about the officials, but soccer is meant to be played with 3 officials, 1 in the middle and 2 on the sides. And the tough part, because of the lack of numbers that we have anymore, a lot of these games are having to be covered with 2 men or 2 women. And it's tough to see that whole field. Like you mentioned a while ago, this is a huge field.
Yeah,
and,
a lot of running themselves.
It is. And
Austin Duff coming off with his head a little bit rattled there. I imagine they'll have to do some testing on that to see what's going on. But he is walking off on his own accord, so that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. Doc's on top of it. Let's give kudos out for the ball boys. You mentioned them a while ago, and that's not an easy job either.
Right.
Running up and down the sidelines, just keeping up with pace of play and having that ball ready for them at any time.
I'm going to take a break. You two take care of it. I've got a telephone call coming in from the radio station, so we can find out what's going on, get back to you guys. So go for it.
Who's going? Well, it appeared Lyon County got the foul call there and kicked it in. Ball went out. Tornado with a throw over here.
In the abyss?
In the abyss. You're right. You can't see anything. It's going back over there again. You know, the thing that you see a lot of here, and Harold mentioned just a moment ago, when you're down two goals late, it's time to play catch-up. So you have to play a little bit stronger, a little bit harder, and that's when you start to see a little bit more fouls going on.
Right.
A lot more problems.
Can't let the aggression take over. You got to be skillful. You've got to be mindful. Watch for your other players, make good passes, and just push the ball up the field.
That was our advisors checking in, see if we're making sure we're covering the girls' game as well. And again, we're covering multiple areas here, and that's a good thing. Breakaway ball goes over far to the middle. Mitchell Scott taking it for a challenge and gets a double kick, puts the left foot on it after a block by. Wilkerson pops it out just a little bit. Defender should have put the foot on the ball and sent it out, but he didn't get his foot on it, and Mitchell Scott gets to put that left foot on there. Are all 4 of those Mitchells tonight? Yes, that's a 4, which makes him have, I believe, 12 for the year, which is good, fast. And we knew when he was playing as a JV player, his speed, and Mitchell has matured quite a bit in the last couple of years on that, and that strength and leadership is going to be a blessing, especially he's still got 1 or 2 years left. I don't remember what.
That's scary for us Lyon County folks.
Yes.
He's a tough player. I've noticed and watched him play. And like you mentioned a while ago, he doesn't quit. He's playing the ricochet almost every time a ball goes in there. That's what you have to do to get those extra goals.
I'm trying to look, see, that's the wrong, I don't even know who them people are. Let me check over here and see. I don't remember for sure Mitchell Scott's.
I think he's a junior, isn't he?
He may be. It'd be better if he wasn't. Yeah, he's a junior, so he's got one more full year. Now, I will say this again, not to take away anything from Lyon County, but it's these kind of things that it goes back to the rivalries we've talked about being in the same district that made the district tournaments a little tight and frustrating earlier on before we did all the matchup. Always a tight proposition when you come to this game, either here or on your all's field at Lee S. Jones there. This tells you tonight the competitive nature of both teams. Your guys just come out of a tournament and won against University Heights. We've not had a very strong front end of the year, didn't do very well in it, but we come to this tonight during regular season play, and we've got a strong game here.
You know, and we started out really strong. Kids played well, I thought, adapted to each other, even though we got a lot of new faces out there. And then we didn't mention, after we played UHA, we had to go to the first region and play Murray.
Ooh,
and
that's terrible.
That was not fun. I think it ended 11-2. Just unbelievable. If you want to see good soccer, and especially in high school, the way they pass the ball is phenomenal. And very good team. I would not be surprised that they might even bring home a state championship this year.
Well, they've got some influence with the size of school. They've got some outside encouragement with the professors and folks feeding into the school system from different areas and backgrounds, and so they always have a strong background there.
And I think it helps too that you've got Murray State right there, so a lot of those young kids get to go over and watch those kids play, both male and female, and it's a lot of fun.
What's amazing, Jeff, is if you go back and look at the history, the offer for Murray State University was to be right here on this piece of property that we are actually sitting on tonight. So
if we only knew now.
Yes.
You know, we've talked about a lot. I'm, of course, a member of the Athletic Directors Association, Second Region. You know, these schools that have a college to play like their basketball tournaments, so you don't have that home court advantage.
Right.
You know, I remember when I was playing high school baseball, we got to go to Murray State and play the regional tournament. And that was something special, you know, and I wished we could have a place like that. If you ever win some money and make it big, go ahead and build us the Harold Riley.
No. I'm going to get it. And if I do that, I don't mind to build the building. And I'm going to put one of those plaques on the corner that says, built by none of your business.
That's like my school bus I want to buy, a big tour bus for Lyon County athletes to travel in style with air conditioning.
The pace of the movement is slowed down quite a bit. We're under the 10-minute mark, under 8 minutes here to go in this last half. We're 4-1. Check in on what's going on over in Madisonville. See if there's any updates there. You don't like to see those yellow cards come out, and they've had a yellow card over there. So
now they're tough.
Usually that means there's a little danger going on. And
it is.
You definitely don't want a red card.
You know, and I know I'm sure David and Kim do the same thing at Caldwell County, but the state gives out a sportsmanship award every year.
Yes.
For the schools that have not had an ejection. And unfortunately, I know we haven't had one in the last 4 years.
Ejection or award?
We have not had an award.
Okay.
Because of ejections.
Does that include the stands?
That does not include the stands.
Okay.
It only includes the players on the field and coaches. We're supposed to be the role models, so you would hope that we would do a little bit better job, and we encourage our fans to help us out there. But, you know, that we've won that 1 year since I've been athletic director, and I hate to say I think this is my 16th year and only won that 1 year. But, you know, that's one of the awards that we always try for. We talk to our student athletes before every season.
Takes a bit of pride in that to get people's heads wrapped around that.
It does, and like you mentioned earlier, self-control that you have to have in those tense situations.
Well, and what people don't realize, sports, a lot of times they just think about the athletic fella and the hope for NFL or NBA, but the reality is learning how to deal with difficulty and tragedy and unexpected things and anger and frustration, I'm sure comes up in situations like your workplace and and dealing with folks that come to the school and complain, and so it's all teachable moments there.
We would hope to.
Caldwell was trying to do some work here in the back with defense to draw the purple shirts up. They never got it to happen, so they've sent the ball back down again. Going to be a little more aggressive on that end. Ball coming out on this side, going to get the throw in. Thrown far down since that ball moved over. Mitchell Scott's coming to the box again.
Not good.
Puts a left foot on it and takes a tumble on the way in. Puts it right in the hands of Wilkerson, though. Frisch is trying to receive the ball at midline. Gives it a give-up take there. Wilkerson's going to give it back for Lyon County to number 8. Who is that?
That's Bryson Penn.
Okay. Now, is he originally a Crittenden County Penn?
No, he's a Lyon County Penn.
Okay. Uh-oh, we got a yellow card for somebody.
Here we go. Fans not happy about that. I don't know what happened.
I didn't see the.
Just tangle up in the feet, and I will say this. I will say this about some referees that they're dependent. There's a style to that. Some are a little more quick to pull a card than others, and others. Matter of fact, you mentioned Murray. There's a couple of refs over there that don't just pull a card, but they'll pull the guys to the side and have a conversation, be sure they understand what's going on, why, and what they need to be watching for and doing.
You know, and sometimes you mention, and I would never say anything bad about an official, but that could almost be taunting. You know, that's the one thing I don't like about the card, because sometimes they make you walk to their face and then throw it right up in them. And, you know, I would want the kid to be as far away from me as possible if I was throwing a red or a yellow out there.
Especially when you get to the red part, because people
That's exactly right. Something bad's going on then.
Ball being thrown in by Lyon County on the far end. Lyon County
having a hard time getting through the defense of Caldwell County tonight.
Yeah. Ball kicked up to the far end, picked up in the corner, got number 5, which is Schaefer, trying to chase after. Ball goes out. We're going to get a throw in. Get a whistle. The yellow card. Frisch going back in, trading out with Mitchell Scott, who's got 4 in tonight. Subbing in, going back to midfield. We're at the 3-minute mark. Ball being thrown in down to the far corner and picked up by Schultz. He is controlling the ball, sending it up, and Lyon County kicks the ball out on the far side. So we're going to get a throw in over there. Kicked high towards the center of the box, just past Darren Welburn. Couldn't get a foot on it or get in position to do something, but the looks are good and the lineup for the offense is good up there in the box.
A lot of opportunities when you get the ball in the box.
Lyon County going to boot it back out there. Didn't send it very far.
Trying to do maybe a little ball control now.
Lyon County trying to take it upside, moves it to the middle, crosses over to the middle, number 9. He drops the ball, moves it right into the foot of Caldwell County, and in the mix of it, they send it back down on the offending side. Ball goes out quickly, and Warren Forsythe going to throw it in on this far side here. Throws it all the way down towards the corner, picked up by Schultz. Schultz gives it a heel kick over the backside. And that's one of those situations there where it looks like no matter what you do, you can't get your foot on the ball. So Caldwell County's moving around them quite well. Going to get a throw in from Forsythe again. We're at the 2-minute mark. Don't have much stoppage time other than one little injury and another. So we'll see what happens here. 4-1. Haven't had an update from the ladies in just a minute. I'll see if I can find something from them as we looking at closing out this game. It's a good win tonight, looks like, for Caldwell County. Heidi says the final is 2-0 over in Madisonville after some yellow cards and some things happening over there. Sounded like a rough game. Caldwell getting challenged by a breakaway there, puts a foot on it. Schultz knocks the ball out, picked up in the box by looked like Nichols, and Nichols has kicked the ball out on the far side. So
look in the goal down there. Did you see what happened?
What's that?
Caldwell County keeper made a really nice save there, and Lyon County kid goes in and compliments him on the save. That's what I like to see.
That is a district win for the girls over in Madisonville, by the way. As you mentioned earlier in the beginning of the game, that was a district play game. We're glad to have John Hagan with us tonight, learning a little bit what's going on, be a color guy. He's holding the mic, trying to figure out to say yes, no, or maybe. But
he didn't get a lot of opportunity with.
No, I've got a good bunch of guys here around me that's taking up the slack here for me. Still a lot of inexperience here, still learning the game.
Ball goes out on the far side, rolls out, going to get a throw in.
The willingness is what's important, though.
Mitchell Scott getting ready for a sub, coming back in. He's got 4 goals tonight. In this makes him, I think, 12 for the season. Looking forward to whistle and the throw in. Got a sub. He's going to let him come on in. Mitchell Scott going in. Changing out with Jen Hong.
I'm a weather guy. I just comment on the weather. That's about it.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Hazy, hot, and humid.
And it's not very sunny.
That normally is what I like about football.
Kind of bright up here in the stand, though.
It is.
A little reflection off of the noggins.
I don't see how you guys did it when I first got here, because sun was beaming right in your eyes.
Ball kicked over out of the box there. JV girls also won over in Madisonville, 1-0. Our guys here tonight, unfortunately, got an offsides call about midway down the front here. Boys, unfortunately, lost here 6-0 to Lyon County. So it's kind of a tit for tat tonight. JV goes home and Lyon County get a breakaway and get an offsides call there. Again, that's one of those with if we had 3 referees, might have been a little different call.
Probably going to see a card, maybe a yellow here for delay of game. He's called him over.
See who he's pulling over to him.
I thought he had pulled number 8 for Lyon County, but
maybe conversation or language or something, maybe. Argument because they're calling it offsides there, maybe.
I think it was because he kicked the ball after the.
He's looking at his official time there. Schultz got the ball set, going to give it a good thump about midway down the field. Kicks it over to Schaefer. Schaefer puts a foot on it, goes behind him. Schultz going to go try to pick it up at the line. Lyon County still in control of the ball, headed back that way. But the speed and the take of Caldwell and the Lyon County bunch has slowed pace quite a bit in the mix of all that's going on. Got a whistle there, and throw in, but not sure why he called the whistle, though. Nichols puts it far down, puts it in Darian Welburn's plate, but it gets knocked back, heads back this way. Number 8, pretty fast on his feet there for Lyon County. Looking for a pass off over there to Wilkerson. Number 19, headed back down that way, picked up on that side by Mitchell Scott again. He's pushing it forward, going to try to bypass some. Takes a tumble on the ball being stole, and number 12 gives it a heel kick. Michael Henry greeting them and taking the ball away. Mitchell Scott now in control, going down the far side. Tried to slide tackle, and no whistle on that one. Now we got a whistle, so we're going to take it up where the slide tackle was, even though we kept control, and start all over. So we're definitely under the 1-minute mark here. 4-1 in this game. Again, as we shared with you a minute ago, Lyon County coming in on that UAA win, 4-1. Lyon County being taken out tonight, 4-1, probably at the end of this, unless we score again. With Mitchell Scott getting all 4 of those. Ball kicked high and over into the box, picked up on the far side, received here by Schultz. He's doing a little fancy footwork, and that's the game by whistle.
Well, just want to thank you guys for letting me stop in. I enjoyed it.
Well, we're glad, and as I said, it's good that we reach over there. And when you all are listening there in Lyon County and giving us information, we're grateful for that and want to be sure that all our communities can have privilege of having what's going on with the way that the radio stations run and those kind of things. For those of you in Lyon County, we hope WPKY becomes your radio station for coverage and other things and sponsorships. Also tonight, as we come out of this game, that's a 4-1 win for Caldwell over Lyon County. The girls over in Madisonville won 2-0. We're going to have a friendly handshake down through here. I will say this, Lyon County's goalie had a tough evening. We're going to tell folks that we're glad that we can cover these games, so be sure that you let the folks down at the radio station know that. Jeff Doom, the athletic director, came over and joined us tonight. We're grateful for Lyon County being a part of what's going on. Jeff, we thank you for coming over and giving a little mad gab with me. It's evident neither one of us know what's going on, but I'm sure those folks at home have been entertained tonight.
I would say so.
Well, and John Hagan, he's probably going to come back and join me some, I hope.
I hope so, yeah.
Right.
I hope I'm going to have to do my homework, start studying up a little bit more. So
Sure. Invitation is open. Don't forget Friday night game, Crittenden County here. I'm sure that you will see some solemn moments in that, but excitement about the game. So you come out and be a support of that. Remember those that are dealing with the grief at the school and the family of Avery Warfield as we close out tonight. And this is a home game. The guys are going to get to go across the field tonight and give a tumble. The fans have been excited tonight, running the flags up and down the field, which has been a good thing. So this is one of those, unfortunately, for Lyon County. We needed this win tonight, but we're glad it was against Lyon County. And as we go home tonight, I hope everybody's safe. Connect with us, and we're glad that you've been a part of this. You can go to the archives on YouTube, check out WPKY online there, pull these games up and watch them again. So those folks at home in Lyon County, if you didn't get to come out tonight, watch it there. And we, as we close out tonight with the girls winning Madisonville and the guys winning tonight here, we've had a good night. So we're going to send it back to the station, sign off, and say thank you for supporting the Caldwell County Tigers and Lady Tigers tonight.